Good morning. Again, I'm here trying to make sense out of this issue of COVID-19. Now, I want to look at a few words that I think that they are not either misused or not used properly. Now, number one, I want us to look at the word isolation. Isolation is only relevant to people that have been confirmed positive. Those that have been confirmed positive, and you are isolating them so that they don't infect others. Now, this should correct some people who are on the social media saying there is a particular person, you call them CDC, and they have not come to pick you up. Now, there is no reason to isolate you until you are confirmed positive. Now, you are isolated once you are confirmed positive, and we know that there is a likelihood that you may be infecting others. Now, let's also look at the word quarantine. Now, quarantine in this case applies to those who are suspected to have had contact with somebody who is infected. So you suspect that a group of people or a particular person is suspected. They have not come down with symptoms, and probably you don't have enough facilities to test everybody. So you quarantine them, put them in a place, and watch them and see if any of them will eventually come down with the symptoms. So that's the process of quarantine, and we have examples of that in Nigeria. Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja is under quarantine, and that is why government is using the instrument of lockdown to enforce the quarantine. So lockdown is on itself is not what is happening in Lagos. What is happening in Lagos is that Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja is under quarantine. The people have been qualifying because government suspect that they have a high level of having contacted this virus, so they are quarantined. But lockdown is the instrument of government used in enforcing the quarantine process. Now, let's also look at the word social distance. I think this particular word has been grossly misused. The word social distance has been grossly misused, and I will explain. Now, in 1918, where we have the Spanish epidemic, the Spanish flu that killed over 50 million people, quarantine was used at that time, and I think that is where our operators now borrow the word social distancing. Now, at that time, social distancing and physical distancing are almost the same thing, because in 1918, it is impossible to have social relationship with people without physical contacts. Now, let's fast forward to 2020. It is possible in 2020 to have social relationship, social contact with people without necessarily coming in contact with them physically. That means social distancing may not be the right word to use at this time. I think we should consider changing the phrase social distance to physical distance, because even when you quarantine and you lock down people and you say they should not contact, their physical contact, social contact is still going on. Meetings are still going on Zoom. People are still socializing on the internet. People are socializing on the social media. So you can actually not at this time stop social relationship. However, physical distancing should be encouraged. It should be encouraged that if anyone has to be in public place, and I think government should make this a law, I think this is more reasonable to our economy and to our well-being generally than locking down or quarantining the entire country. I hear some people advocating that the whole nation should be quarantined. Now, you can quarantine the whole nation. It's an impossible task in a nation like Nigeria. However, even when you get it done, I think it's not a smart approach. It is better to give quality education to the public, and also, very important, ensure that if you must be in a public place, it must be in a public vehicle, it must be in a bus, wear your face mask. Now, we are wearing your face mask not because you don't want to be infected, but we are insisting that everybody wears their face mask so that when those who are infected but are asymptomatic goes to the public places, they cannot infect others. So if everybody is wearing a face mask, for instance, in a church, it means that even if you are there and you are infected, the chances of you infecting others is very slim. I cannot really see the sense in shutting down churches, shutting down schools, and allowing people to go to the market. Even when you ask them to go within a certain period, I still don't think it makes any sense to me. I believe that if you insist that these churches should put water and soap at their entrances, and everybody that will enter the church must have their hands washed and sanitized, and while they are in the church, everyone must wear a face mask, then leave one space between worshippers. Leave one space within worshippers. You may be saving a lot of people. Then do the same thing in the marketplace. Do the same thing in our schools, so that our lives can continue, so that we can save the economy from collapse. Because if the economy eventually collapses, people will still die. So we need to find a way of marrying these two together and ensuring that these things are effective managed. I'm just trying to make sense of this whole scenario, and I hope I've made sense to you. Now, if this makes sense to you, kindly share it with others. Thank you very much.